Kingdom campfires, they burn so bright. God guides us with His holy light. Entrepreneurs with faith so bold, transforming the marketplace, co-creating kingdom gold.
Hey guys, welcome to the Kingdom Campfires podcast dedicated to marketplace wisdom and kingdom transformation. I'm your host, Michael Whitfield, and for the next few minutes, I want to invite you around a campfire-style, authentic conversation as entrepreneurs and leaders just like you share their journey of seeking first the kingdom of God and co-laboring with Him in the marketplace. Kingdom Campfires is sponsored by Sprint Wins, a free tool that tracks the growth strategies of over 200,000 businesses and helps you identify your key business genius, the unique multiplier that positions you for breakthrough. It outlines barriers to growth and then combines everything into a customized roadmap so you can see a clear path to accelerated profits. Imagine positioning your business for quick wins with quality lead generation and client acquisition. To get your free Sprint Wins roadmap, visit sprintwins.com today. Today's guest is Lydia Haneke from Ohio. Lydia is the owner of WordScript, where she provides custom, done-for-you copywriting services to coaches and service providers who are overwhelmed with their marketing. She is passionate about helping her clients find their voice and connect with their audience, and is always willing to support businesses with their marketing needs. Lydia, welcome to the Kingdom Campfires podcast. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with our first question. When did you first recognize God's hand in your business journey?
Well, Michael, first of all, thank you for having me here. But it definitely started when I was finishing up my law degree. And when I was close to graduation, my last semester, I had signed for a full-time offer as a patent attorney after everything, all finishing licensing and stuff that was subject to that, of course. But I remember just God saying, this is not the path for you. I did not have peace with it at all. I actually hired a coach, Andrea Anderson, in CEC, and we walked through the decision, and it was very clear to me that God was leading me to business.
Oh, wow. So that's a complete 180 on your career path. That's really cool. So how has that been? I mean, this is a little bit of a side question here because you caught me off guard. I think I may have heard just a bit of that, but how has it been since that the Lord revealed that to you? How has your journey been?
So I would say it's not been entirely easy. I did get pushback from loved ones. They were like, are you just quitting because school was hard and stuff? And I don't think I kept my decision more private. My now husband, then fiance, was the only one I actually talked about with this. And Andrea, of course. And so I really kept it private. And when I first announced that I was not continuing on to be a lawyer and starting my own business, I did get some really major pushback. I did get support as well. And I know that it caused me to really trust in God more. And I don't know if I was entirely obedient in the beginning. So I did have a slower start because I had a lot of imposter syndrome. I was questioning a lot of things. I was doubting things, but I've been praying for breakthrough this year, and I've been seeing the Lord's hand in that a lot.
Yeah, and that really kind of answers my next question, which was leading kind of beyond that, is sharing about a season of testing in your business that ultimately strengthened your faith. And it sounds like that's exactly what the Lord did through that initial part and I think it's interesting what you're saying is you've got some feedback from some people that were in your circle that were saying okay, are you sure this is what you're supposed to be doing? Because it's a big shift. And anytime we do anything crazy after we hear the voice of the Lord, there's always those people around us. And it's not because they don't believe in faith. It's because they love us so much, right? They're I don't want to see you injured or set back or losing your stride that you had in whatever you're doing. And now you're okay, this whole thing just shifted. So what do you believe are the essential character traits for a kingdom entrepreneur?
I think integrity is the most important. And I think as a kingdom entrepreneur, we have a microscope, a lens into our business. Whether you say you're a Christian business or not, my business is technically secular. I don't brand myself as a Christian copywriter. I do take on other work. But the integrity that I work in my business with is definitely paramount to being a kingdom entrepreneur, and just being God honoring. I also think being respectful and honoring of others is also necessary.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. So character and then respect. So how has your definition of success transformed through your journey with God in business?
I think I have multiple definitions of success. I would say the one most relevant now is whether my business is honoring to God, whether it's being a light for God to others, and whether it's prioritizing relationships over revenue.
Yeah, that's really good. And kind of skipping back just a little bit to that conversation, one thing that I was thinking about is you said you were engaged, your fiance, when you made this swap, this massive swap. So here's this guy that's known you for how many years at this point?
At that time, 5. We were together for 5 years.
So you have been together for 5 years, and he's like known this path, and then all of a sudden you come to him and like, the Lord, I believe the Lord. Did you say it like this? I believe the Lord told me to do this. And is that how it all went down, or?
Actually not entirely. I actually worked a gap year between so I have an engineering degree. I got a legal internship and I worked a gap year. And I remember my first day of that internship and they threw a patent at me. I started reading it and I remember, and at the time my husband and I were dating. I like came back to him and I'm like, I think I made a grave mistake. And I stayed in law for 4 more years to see if it was just my feelings. So he kind of already knew that there was something wrong with that avenue for me. And it was no surprise. And he was my biggest supporter, when I was like, I don't see the markers of God's hand in this. I don't know if I'm necessarily doing this to honor God versus just making money. And so I don't think it's the right path for me. And so that's when he was just like, okay, quit. And I actually I secretly quit. And I know saying secretly is not a great thing, but I secretly quit the Monday before our wedding. I called my boss and I'm like, I'm not coming back. I don't know what my bar results are. I'm just not coming back. I'll ship my laptop back after my honeymoon. And he's like, okay. And we did it in secret just because we had a wedding and we just didn't want to be a conversation piece. I announced it after our honeymoon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really cool story. So if you're looking at this thing, you've been doing it for a bit now, and you're looking at like, okay, what's the future look like? If you're looking at a legacy, what kingdom legacy do you hope to build through your business?
So I think I have a mission to help more people become entrepreneurs. And that's why I'm in marketing, because entrepreneurs need income and they need sales. And marketing is a great way of doing that. I want to see more people to be entrepreneurs so that they can have more control over their life and not be pressured with decisions that compromise their principles and their Christian faith. So that is my mission and my goal and where I see this business taking off on.
Yeah, yeah, and that's good. So you mentioned kingdom principle there. What's one kingdom principle that has completely transformed how you approach business?
I think it would definitely be relationships over revenue. A kingdom principle of, other people are made in the image of God and we are to love them as ourselves is a huge driver for me in business, especially in the marketing world, because marketing can be sleazy if it's done wrong and very manipulative. And so I think that's such a huge driver and a decision, like a guiding decision maker for me is, am I prioritizing the relationship over the revenue?
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. And obviously like relationships are the key or the heart of the kingdom. I mean, everything is built on relationships. So if you're looking at this thing that you do now, you've made this shift, this massive shift. I love how you shared that story. I really appreciate the vulnerability there. If people were hearing what you're talking about that you do, could you explain just a little more of what it is that you do for your customers?
Yeah, I do a service called copywriting. And so I like to explain it as I help businesses with their online presence and everything they have to write in their online presence. Copywriting, I've written websites before, emails, sales pages, social media posts. My bread and butter is sales copywriting and more specifically email copywriting. I enjoy nurturing like an email list and helping people start an email list and keep it going so that they have engaged audience. So I'm basically the writer for your business.
Yeah, and that's good. Everybody needs that type of support, whether they realize it or not. I mean, having a good follow-up system is really key, and having someone that can help you in developing that is really huge. So no doubt some of the people that are listening are hearing some of the services you provide, hearing about some of your story, and they wanted like, how can I connect with Lydia? What would be the best way to go about connecting?
Yeah, so you can find me easily on Instagram. It's lydia.haneke. That's my tag. Also in the show notes, I'm gonna link my booking like scheduling link so that if you want to book a discovery call and just talk about your business, it's completely free and everyone's invited to do so.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. And like we said, there's going to be a description for this podcast, and I'll drop that link there. And Lydia, I really want to appreciate you for joining us and sharing your kingdom focused journey. If you're a kingdom entrepreneur or a leader that's focused on seeing his kingdom come in your business and in everyday life, I want to extend a special invite to join us as a guest. You can visit kingdomcampfires.com and apply there. And one more time, if you want to identify barriers to breakthrough and growth and profits and get a clear roadmap to quick wins with quality lead generation, client acquisition, and scaling growth and profits, visit sprintwins.com today. So that's a wrap for today's Kingdom Campfire conversation. We'll see you next time.
In fields where dreams and visions bloom, under stars we watch the flames. We gather in the campfire's light, sharing God's vision for our lives, where sparks of hope and passion flare, bearing our hearts His light to share. Whispers of Holy Spirit's call echo in the hearts of all. Kingdom campfires, they burn so bright. God guides us with His holy light. Entrepreneurs with faith so bold, transforming the marketplace, co-creating kingdom gold. Fire, where shadows fade, by His grace He guides the way. Every heart on the mission field, together we shall see it built. A tapestry of faith and traits, where every thread is heaven made, sharing visions hand in hand. We light these fires across the land. Kingdom campfires, they burn so bright. God guides us with His holy light. Entrepreneurs with faith so bold, transforming the marketplace, co-creating kingdom gold.